Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. So today I'd like to introduce you to one of the models from Einhell's 18-volt range, the GELS 18Li electric pruner. You're about to see a pretty handy machine, but I won't say any more. Let's check it out in the next segment. See you in a moment. So here's the electric pruner in question, the Einhell GELS 18Li, a machine that's compatible with all Einhell power exchange batteries. So if you already own batteries from the same range, you can reuse them with this tool. And while we're talking about the battery, know that a 2 amp hour battery will be more than enough for this type of tool. Plus, it gives the tool a good balance. On the other hand, if you really have a long series of cuts to make, you might want to go with a 4 amp hour battery instead. As for the motor, it's a classic brush motor. That means you won't get the benefits of a brushless motor, but it allows the brand to offer this tool at an attractive price. As for the grip, I think it's pretty dealing. We have a tool with good balance, like I mentioned earlier, especially with a 2 amp hour battery. As for the weight, we're looking at a tool that weighs 802 grams, just to be precise. Of course, that's the weight of the tool without the battery. So honestly, it's not too heavy. At arm's length, it's a tool that's easy to handle. Of course, if you really have a long series of cuts to make, you'll need to take breaks, because even though it only weighs 800 grams, it does start to feel heavy, especially if you have a lot to do in a row. What I really like about this tool is the safety button, because to activate the trigger, you actually have 2 levels of safety. There's a trigger here that locks the main trigger, but as you can see, the tool doesn't start up. In order to get started, you first have to engage the extra safety mechanism located right at the bottom of the tool to really turn it on properly. So what I do is press the safety trigger right here, which is the step that finally lets me access the main power trigger. There you go. Now it is running exactly as it should be. Really, it's great control over the tool. And as for the accessories that come with this tool, you should know that you also get an extra guard that will really let you transport and especially store this tool easily without risking any accidents and, most importantly, without damaging the blades. And finally, just before we get into a demonstration of this electric pruner, let's talk a bit about its technical features and especially its cutting capacity, since in fact, this pruner will let you cut branches up to 28 millimeters in diameter. So that's a feature I find pretty important and totally in line with what's available on the market, which means you'll already be able to make quite a lot of cuts. Now let's see a demonstration of this electric pruner by cutting a branch like this one. So as you can see, the cut is quick, efficient, and honestly effortless. As you saw, we're dealing with a very practical tool that lets you cut branches up to 28 millimeters in diameter, which is already pretty good, as you saw in the demonstration. As for the grip, it's actually quite good. The weight is still relatively light. You can hold the machine evenly at arm's length, and also when it comes to safety features, as you saw, there are 2 of them, which is pretty handy and will help prevent any risk of accidents. By the way, I said there were 2, but actually there's even a third one, right? Because you also get a protective cover that comes with the machine so you can store and transport it really easily. As for the motor, it's a standard carbon brush motor. That means you don't get the benefits of a brushless motor, especially the better battery life management. But it does allow the brand to offer this electric pruner at a more attractive price than if it were equipped with a brushless motor. And while we're talking about price, you should know that this machine is usually sold bare, meaning without a battery or charger, for around 79 euros. So I think that's a pretty attractive price for a machine of this type. Of course, it's still an investment, so you need to have a real use for it. But if you really have a lot of pruning to do, it can be a super practical tool that'll save you from getting tired. So as usual, if you're interested in this machine, feel free to check the description. I'll put the references for the best sellers there, at least those offering this electric pruner at the best price. There you go. This video is now coming to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And in any case, as always, I'll see you very, very soon right here for a brand new video. Bye!